Hi, this is Alex from devstories.eu. Microsoft Copilot Studio, episode 12 of 15. An agent is only as powerful as the data it can access. But if your agent queries a private system and accidentally serves up your personal calendar to a completely different employee, you have a massive security flaw. To prevent this, you must correctly configure user authentication. The most common mistake developers make here is mixing up maker-provided credentials with end-user credentials. If you embed your own API keys or service principal credentials into an agent action, the bot executes those actions as you. Every person chatting with the agent will bypass their own security limits and access data using your permissions. User authentication forces the agent to run queries exactly as the person typing the prompt, relying entirely on their unique identity. In Copilot Studio, you primarily choose between two authenticated states: Authenticate with Microsoft and Authenticate manually. Authenticate with Microsoft is the streamlined path for internal tools. If your agent operates exclusively inside Microsoft Teams or Power Apps, this setting automatically uses the Microsoft Entra ID token of the person currently signed in to the application. There is no separate login prompt. The user context simply flows through to the agent. You switch to Authenticate manually when your agent lives on a custom external website or when you require strict granular control over permissions. This method relies on setting up an OAuth2 connection to an identity provider, which is typically an app registration in Microsoft Entra ID. Take a concrete scenario. You are building an agent that checks an employee's personal schedule. You configure Authenticate manually and link it to your Entra ID app registration. Here is the key insight. The agent does not get blanket access to the user's entire Microsoft account. Instead, you define strict scopes in your configuration. You configure the authentication node to request a specific scope called calendars.read. When a user asks the agent for their schedule, the agent pauses its logic and displays a sign-in card in the chat. The user clicks the link, authenticates through their browser, and sees a screen asking them to grant the agent read access to their calendar. Once they consent, Microsoft Entra ID generates an access token and passes it securely back to the agent. This access token is tied strictly to that individual user and restricted solely to the calendar scope. When the agent makes the actual HTTP request to fetch the schedule, it includes this token. The backend API inspects the token, confirms the user identity, and safely returns only their specific calendar events. Getting user authentication right is what transforms a generic chatbot into a personalized assistant, proving to your backend systems exactly who is asking for data, so you never leak private information across sessions. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me. Until next time, take it easy.